Hey there guys, Tommy14 here and welcome to another video. This video is going to be some unpopular opinions I have going into the 2019 Formula 1 season. Let's just kick things off straight away. Number 1, Charles Leclerc is not going to beat Sebastian Vettel in his first year at Ferrari. Now, I'm not saying that because I don't think Charles Leclerc is a good driver. I think he's a brilliant driver. I think he's proved himself more than enough in Sauber. However, I just think a first year in a team like Ferrari, I just don't think he will be able to quite have the consistency of Sebastian Vettel personally. Unpopular opinion, I know I'm going to get roasted for that in the comments, but I don't see Charles Leclerc over the course of a whole season beating Sebastian Vettel. I think he can still win a race or two. That's probably about it, maybe. Of course, we will see where Ferrari stands in the first race. Ferrari might not even be able to win a race this year, we don't know. But if Ferrari are as close to Mercedes or ahead of them as they were last year, I do think Charles Leclerc will win races, but I don't think he'll beat Sebastian Vettel. And I certainly don't think he'll win the Formula 1 World Championship, as we'll get into in another prediction. My second unpopular prediction is that I think Robert Kubica is going to be the most disappointing driver on the 2019 grid this year. By no means do I think he'll be the slowest of all the drivers. I think Williams will be the slowest car, but I think he will not live up to expectations like people think. I mean, you consider people like Michael Schumacher, Kimi Räikkönen, they left the sport for 2 or 3 years, maybe more, and they didn't come back the same. So for Robert Kubica, who's out the sport since 2010, to come back into the sport and for people to think he'll be as good as he was back then, not only was he just lost out on several years of F1 racing, F1 knowledge and F1 know-how, but also that injury that he suffered. I know it's not affected the fact that he can drive a car behind the wheel, but I don't think he's going to be on the same level as he was in 2010. So, unpopular opinion, I know. George Russell, I think, probably will do better than him throughout the season, but yeah, sorry Robert. My next unpopular opinion is that I don't think Red Bull will win a race this year with Honda. I don't think they'll be the 4th best team or even the 5th best team. They will still be probably the 3rd best team on the grid, but I don't think they'll win a race this season. I think it'll be very similar to their 2015 season in the sense of they've got a good car, but there's either unreliability or the engine's just not quite at the level of Ferrari and Mercedes. Because yes, they may be better than Renault, but Renault weren't on the level of Ferrari and Mercedes anyway, and if they make bigger gains and Honda don't, then I don't think Red Bull will win a race this year. I mean, Ricciardo only won the 1 race I think last year and Verstappen won 2. So yeah, personally I don't think they will win a race this year. Sorry to those Red Bull fans, but I think Gasly and Verstappen will be an interesting team. I don't think Gasly will beat Verstappen. I don't think anyone's expecting that of him, but we shall have to see. Next up, I think McLaren will finish lower this season in the Constructors' Championship than last year, because I think Fernando Alonso dragged that McLaren into a Constructors' position that it just didn't deserve to be in last year, and I don't think Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris I don't think they are at Fernando Alonso's level. And even if they are good drivers and competent, Fernando Alonso on a Sunday just could not be beaten by very many people at all. So yeah, I think McLaren are going to struggle this year a bit. They might have a bit of a better car, but I don't think Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris are quite at that level to be able to drag outstanding performances out of it. I think there'll be a very subpar year for McLaren in 2019. So sorry to McLaren fans. I was a McLaren fan. Now I'm not really any fan of any team, I'm just support a certain driver, but yeah, we shall have to see. And my final prediction, Valtteri Bottas will win the world. I'm joking. My last prediction, I think Lewis Hamilton is going to become a 6-time world champion at the end of this season. I think he's going to have another stellar season with Mercedes this year, but I think Lewis Hamilton is in the form of his life right now. No one, I don't think, is going to stop him from this 6th Drivers' Championship, and regardless what he says or anyone else thinks, he's going to go for Michael Schumacher's 7 World Championships, and I think he will get past that if he decides to stay in the sport, but I think he will. I don't see why he would leave being so close to Michael Schumacher's record. So yeah, that's my final unpopular opinion. Lewis Hamilton, 6-time world champion. Remember, it's not what I want, it's my unpopular opinion. Just a small little one as well. I don't think the 2019 regulations are going to change anything in terms of how close the racing will be. I think the teams have clearly found ways around the front wing designs, and I think the cars will be just as hard to follow as they always have been. But yeah, that's been it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe, and until next time, take care.